According to Open Secrets, a political analysis site that is consistently cited by CNBC, ABC News, and the Washington Post, on their website, recently updated in 2019, it states that candidates in the 2016 presidential election spent nearly $2.4 billion. Many of us vividly remember the 2016 presidential election as being one of the most contentious races of our time. Campaign spending is becoming a much more influential factor in today's modern political realm. First, I'm going to inform you on the effects of campaign spending in relation to voter turnout. And second, I'm going to inform you on the effects of a Supreme Court case of Citizens United versus the Federal Elections Commission. First, let us discuss the effects of campaign spending in relation to voter turnout. Campaign spending in relation to voter turnout is one aspect that is often overlooked by the general public. According to Open Secrets, as was cited earlier, an example of this can be seen in the 2018 Florida Senate race, where challenger Rick Scott spent $88 million to Bill Nelson's $33 million, making this the most expensive Senate race in United States history. $40 million of Scott's $88 million that was spent on advertising and get out to vote campaigns. This ended up paying off for Scott in the end, when nearly 75% of all eligible voters in the state of Florida made their way to the polls in the 2018 Florida Senate race. According to Robert Hogan, a professor at Louisiana State University who teaches electoral politics, in his article recently written in September of 2018, he states that challenger spending on advertising is often much more influential than incumbent spending on advertising. He also stated that spending on get-out-to-vote campaigns often does result in more people making their way to the polls on election day. Now that I've informed you on the effects of campaign spending in relation to voter turnout, let us discuss the effects of the Supreme Court case of Citizens United versus the Federal Elections Commission. The Supreme Court case of Citizens United versus the Federal Elections Commission allowed corporations to spend unlimited funds on campaigns and their candidates. According to Brian Dugan, a senior editor at Britannica in Philosophy and Political Studies, in his article, recently written in January of 2019, he states that previously, before 2008, corporations were unable to spend or donate directly to campaigns or their candidates. He also stated that previously, before 2008, corporations were unable to spend money or donate directly to anyone or anything advertising campaigns or their candidates. After the ruling of the 2008 Supreme Court case of Citizens United versus the Federal Elections Commission, corporations were then permitted to spend unlimited amounts on campaigns and their candidates. According to Open Secrets, as was cited earlier, $1.4 billion was raised and spent by outside sources and corporations in the 2016 election cycle. Alluding back to the 2018 Florida Senate race, 55% of Bill Nelson's $33 million was raised and spent by outside sources and corporations. First, I have informed you on the effects of campaign spending in relation to voter turnout. And second, I have informed you on the effects of the Supreme Court case of Citizens United versus the Federal Elections Commission. Campaign spending is becoming a much more influential factor in today's modern political realm. The effects of campaign spending in relation to voter turnout and the effects of the Supreme Court case of Citizens United versus the Federal Elections Commission will continue and always have been milestones and influential factors shaping today's modern political realm.